Have you ever feel like you are afraid of being misunderstood and you're afraid of that people interpret you as someone who you're actually not? And when you start to talk something simple and it turns into a long explanation, like you start to explain about your intention, you start to explain about your tone, and you start to explain about your history and everything. I was like that. I was like that my whole life, actually. 30 plus more years. And I thought it was my personality that I needed to be right, and I care so much how people see me and everything. But as I work more on myself and learn more about psychology and stuff like that, I realized it was actually not personality, and it's not even about communication skills. It's actually about safety, how I feel safe in myself. And it's a coping mechanism, it's a survival strategy, it's a trauma response. And in this video, I wanted to talk about how this pattern come from and what changed after I stopped living in this survival mode. So it started, for me, it started very young age because I grew up in a household where nobody actually listened to each other. When we speak, when we talk, like at the dinner or whatever, we have to always raise our voice to override the other person's opinion, and we have to interrupt, we have to fight to be heard. And as you can see, that's like how naturally it becomes, like it starts to form how I interact with the world, because I learned that if I need to be seen or heard, I need to fight and I need to perform. And I didn't see this until last Christmas, exactly almost 1 year ago. We, like, our friends have a gathering party at one of our friends' place, and I was not invited. I actually found out that party after it's already finished, and I was really, really hurt. I was like, why I they didn't tell me? I thought we were good friends. But I have to say something for my friends. I learned that afterwards, that the reason why they didn't invite me is because they know I'm not going to enjoy that party, because it will be like a lot of people I might not know, and they're playing poker or board games and stuff like that. And they are definitely right, because I would definitely not enjoy it. I prefer one-on-one intimate conversation that I get to know you really, like, deeply. So they're right not to invite me. But at the moment when I just got the news about the party, I didn't know, so I was feeling really sad and hurt. And I start to wondering, like, why this happened, why this happened. But something interesting is, at the time, I didn't think of, maybe it's because, it, they don't like me or something. I didn't question myself, and I didn't actually blame them for not inviting me. I was just feeling hurt, and somehow I couldn't explain this very clearly, but somehow when I start blaming anyone, or you know them or me, it just creates this space that something emerged in me. I start to see why this happened is because is because the universe wants me to see my sense of self-worth. And I don't know, I can't really explain this exactly at the moment what I was thinking, but I realized one thing, that my self-worth is not depend on anyone or anything. And I just, when I realize this, I feel a lot of gratitude toward this incident, actually, because this is supposed to happen to make me realize my worth is just, doesn't depend on anything. And after that, I stopped, feeling the need to explain myself anymore, because I know my sense of worth. I know by just existing in this world, I have values already. So it feels really like a relief and liberate feeling. And when I start to look back, I realize how much I was living in such a force, like I have to prove myself, like so hard. I have to make everyone understand my worth, my values, and I just don't do that anymore, because I don't need to. Because I know who I am, and I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm bringing to this world, and it's honest to myself, and that alone itself is enough. And I wanted to share something with you, is everyone sees in their own perspective. One thing can be seen in so many different angles, and none of them is wrong. It's just not the whole truth. And there's ancient Indian stories about four blind people, they're friends, and then they're always, bragging and chatting together in the park. And one day there's an elephant comes into the village, and all of them are like, I know what elephant looks like. But none of them actually knows, they're just bragging. So they made a decision to actually go see the elephant. They can't see, so they have to touch it. So one blind person, he touched the legs of the elephant, and he's like, oh, the elephant, the shape is like a pillar. And the other one touched the elephant's ear, and it's like, oh, the elephant feels like a giant flat bread. And the other one touches the tail, and it's like, no, it feels like, elephant feels like a rope. Can you say they're wrong? They're not wrong, but they're just, they're saying their truth. But it's not the whole elephant. That's just how things work in life. Yeah. So realizing that, it really also helped me with my YouTube journey, because to be honest, I was really afraid to be interpreted into a wrong way that is not me, and putting myself on the internet. You're talking to strangers all over the world. They don't know me, they don't know my history, like you guys never met me in person. So of course you can interpretate, you can see me whatever you want to see. And that was really something I feel deeply, deeply uncomfortable. And especially there's an incident happened like 4 or 5 years ago, while I was still a freediving instructor. One of my students, he is really eager to, prove himself, to pass the test. But during the course, I can see it's just not safe for him to do the test because you need to put the rope. They need to go to 12 meters or 16 meters, depends on different system. But anyway, if you don't equalize your ear properly, you're gonna hurt your eardrum. You're gonna probably burst your eardrum. And I just don't feel safe for him to go to that death. But I know he will be very upset. So I need to make a call, you know. Either I just tell him that I'm sorry, I cannot let you do the test, and he's like really upset, or either I let him do the test and I am 100% sure he's gonna burst his eardrum and I will be probably be sued. So I made the call because I'm the instructor and my responsibility is to keep you safe while diving. So safety is the number one priority. It's not about if you pass the test or not. And yeah, in the end, he was really, really upset. He was really upset, and I tried to explain to him about everything, why I made this decision and stuff like that. But I just have this feeling that something is going to happen. Shit is going down. And I remember that day I was actually telling my friend that I think tomorrow my name is gonna be on internet all over on different websites. And the next morning I remember exactly, not even 7 o'clock in the morning, I was still sleeping, and suddenly my phone like just got too many, like a lot of my friends start to text me and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, that actually happened. He is so upset that he put my name all over the diving group, like on Facebook, on Instagram, on like a lot of different websites, saying I'm a shitty instructor. And yeah, I just knew that was going to happen, but I didn't see the impact on me. Because of that incident, I start to have panic attack. You know, I was so afraid of being misunderstood, and now this happened, and I was like, why? And I cannot trust people, I don't know. And I remember the next day, I still have another course, like a different new course. And I was riding my bike, going to the dive shop, and I start to cry because I was so scared of meeting new people that I don't know if I can trust them. And after this incident, I couldn't talk about it for 5 years, I think. I didn't even think about it. I was just, occasionally start to have panic attack, as you can hear my tone. Now I'm like, I need to breathe. Yeah, so it goes back to I start a YouTube channel on the internet, especially this thing happened. And how did I overcome with this is I just realized that people really can see you in their own perspective, and it's just such a natural thing. And a lot of people fight on the internet, but I realized that they are actually talking to themselves. They are actually having a internal dialogues within themselves, because you have your own view and your own experiences and form your own opinion. And then so when you see this thing happen, you have your own interpretation, and then you say something to other people and you think you're talking to other people, but actually no, you are actually just having a inner dialogues with yourself, with your own perspective. So that really helps me And people can only see the depth they met themselves. For example, if someone learned love from, putting a lot of effort and a lot of pain, they cannot recognize why you're so chill in the relationship. They might think your ease as a threat, like you don't care. And I can give you so many examples about this, and I'm sure you can think of a lot of examples if you start to reflect back on what happened in your life. And that's why it really helped me to, don't care about how people see me on the internet, in the world, and how I live right now. Like, I am having the best time of my life, and I just don't care about how everyone sees me. It's not that I don't care about your opinions, how you see me. It's just I know who I am, and I know what I'm doing. So I don't need to explain myself. And I have this secure sense of secure and self-worth, like really anchor me. So I can talk my opinion and live my life freely that is honest and true to myself. And I just wish this video find to, if you're living like how I was living, like such a force to prove your worth, maybe this video can help you in some way, and it's probably the perfect timing for you to see this one. It's 2026. It's a totally different year, and hopefully you're gonna have a much more freedom and liberate way of living. And this is the space between us. It's a space where we have honest conversation about our life, and it's a community. So you're welcome to join, and you're welcome to leave your stories in the comment section, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.